All right. Welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer. I'm with Alfredo, and we're
Yep.
back at it with our Oscar Best Picture breakdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So this week we are doing Coda. Last week, if you haven't checked our last video, you haven't watched us, we did Belfast. So that was our first one. So now we're doing Coda, which I don't know if it says it in the description or not, but Coda is an abbreviation for Children of Deaf Adults. I don't know if you
Really?
knew that's what that
No.
meant. Yes.
Kudos
So
to Coda.
that's what that means. So right off the bat, you kind of already get an idea of what the movie's about.
I had zero idea. And it's funny because I watched the whole movie. I'm like trying to okay, whose name is Kuda? Is that a nickname for somebody? But I never heard it. Now I know
No,
what it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
All
Yep,
right.
that's what it means. So it kind of gives you a little like idea right off the bat of like what you're kind of getting into. But go ahead, break it down. Like, do a quick rundown of what this movie was.
Yeah, a quick rundown is basically the main character, Rudy, is the only hearing member of a deaf family in Massachusetts. At 17, she works mornings before school to help her parents and brother to keep their fishing business afloat. But in joining in high school's choir club, Rudy finds herself drawn to both her duet partner and her latent passion for singing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, in the very beginning of this movie, you see the whole structure, how it all began within the first 15 minutes of it. And then at that
Yeah,
point, it just plays out. Uh, I really like this movie. This is one of these
yeah,
movies I really never really would pay attention to. It's one of those eye openers, just like what was that, Father? I think it was called the one from
father.
last
Yeah,
year.
the father. Yeah,
Yeah, so this is one of these eye openers, and just now I just learned what 2 minutes ago what CUDA meant, and l- it's so it's little things like that, Kramer, we take for granted. Really, it
mm-hmm.
really is. And once again, people take it for granted and they don't understand. I don't want to call it hardships, but maybe it is a hardship and blessings that we all have. So,
Yeah.
well, what do you think of it?
Ah, man, yeah, I thought it was pretty well done. I mean, some of the good things in it were like really well done. Like the whole dynamic of Ruby being like the translator of the family,
Yeah,
but also like she's only a child. She's 17, she's a senior in high school. It's like she still has her life, plus being this translator for her family,
yeah,
and it was that part was really interesting. It was just like her two worlds, and I kind of knew in the beginning what was going to happen. I'm like, she's going to have to pick, and I'm like, oh man, it's going to suck. But just the way it all played out was very well done. Man, honestly, this is a tearjerker. By the end, like
yes,
if your eyes are not watery, if you're not shedding a tear about what like some of the songs in it were like metaphors for,
hmm
was amazing. Like the music in it was really good. I mean, because yeah, she joins choir, so she does a lot of singing, and she's really good at singing. On top of that, so
yeah,
you know, you know, I think she even tells Bernardo, who was the choir teacher, like she was always kind of shy because obviously people always made fun of her. She was always made fun in school and this and that. And I think she said something along the lines like she couldn't speak correctly when she was younger. So I'm assuming she had to take some kind of like speech class and stuff like that. So it's just a very unique predicament, that she finds herself in. It's
right.
like she has this beautiful voice that the people who mean the most to her will never hear that.
Whenever hear
And
it,
it was just
right?
like, man, it really hits you in the gut, right in the heart, right there.
Yeah.
Um, but even the songs to when they first started singing as a group, they were doing what was it? What was the song they were singing in class? Um,
All I need is you. It was a duet, right?
That's the duet, but the song with all the group was singing like for the first time, and it was
Happy
like talking about
birthday.
sex. No, it was talking about the sex, and it was very I want to get it in. Oh, I can't think of his name.
I
Get it
can't.
on. Like, let's get it on.
Oh,
It's like,
okay.
so they're all saying, let's get it on, but they're all
From
like
Marvin
very
Gaye.
flat and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from
So
Marvin
and
Gaye.
Bernardo comes out and he goes, you're teenagers. All you think about is getting it on. Why can't you think about it? And it was like I'm like, oh, the song is like a metaphor for like them being teenagers, and it's like, yeah, so it was just like little things like that I really, really enjoyed, and
Yeah.
even like the main song was like made me forget the main song was not just the two of us. What the hell was the name of that main song? No.
I I don't remember, man. I gotta look it up real quick.
Yeah. I had it was just on the tip of my head, and then I forgot that song to remember the first song. But the duet.
Yeah. I know
Yeah, so
something.
they did.
All I need is you. All I need is love. It's
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Oh, you're all I need to get by.
There we go. That's the one.
Yeah, you're all I need to get by. So, and then that's a love song. It's a guy and a girl singing to each other. That's all they need. But then you don't really find out that the song has a bigger meaning. That it's not her singing to her little boyfriend. It's about her and her family. And I was like, when I found that out, when it kind of hits and triggers, and at the end when they're singing it, I'm like, oh, it's her and the family. I was like, oh damn, that's when it hit hard. I was like, oh, and then you saw things differently after that.
Yeah, that's what we call a plot twist. So
I wouldn't say a plot twist.
No, I was about to say, well, maybe not a plot twist. It wasn't that big of a deal. However, yeah, she has a great voice. She comes out. She actually joined choir for that one little boy that she actually she fell with, or they had a crush with. And that's the only reason. So she probably accidentally stumbled onto that because her best friend is saying the best way to pick an elective, yeah, is try not to put your least in it like that. You can still just take it. But she actually did it because of that one kid. The music director, what was his name again?
Bernardo?
Bernardo Eugene Debrez, I think his name is. He's one of my favorite actors, underrated favorite actors. He does a great job in building confidence in her, and it's amazing how it was more behind the scenes. We never saw it, but he picked just so happens this kid named Miles, which is her crush. Excuse me, which is her crush. So to be a duet, and he brings that out from her and singing. And the reason she was a runner, how he named it, is that she was afraid to talk because she got made fun of. I understand why. It's because her parents never talked. So she doesn't know how to pronunciate words or how to say the words because they never talk. They can't talk. She just sounds and mimics them until I guess she started going to school, and that's how she got made fun of because she was afraid to talk. Um, and it just so happens, you know, she she can really sing it. You know,
Yeah.
Well, I had a point to this. It just slipped my mind. But anyway, I really do like this movie. I really do enjoy it. I did see the correlation how she was singing. It was more for the family, and towards the end, she began signing towards the family.
Yeah.
You know, during the movie in their auditorium, that one play, how you heard her voice and the whole play is going. The parents are in the audience. They're all looking around. They're seeing people laughing, smiling, whatever. And then all of a sudden, the sun goes out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, interesting. Just like father, uh, we saw the point of view from the dad. Now we're seeing the point of view of the family. You see your daughter up there. You've heard saying that she knows how to sing well, or she's a very good singer. But yet you see everybody around you clapping, tearing up because you see
Crying, yeah.
only crying, yeah, but you can't hear it. All you have is reactions of what people around you are doing. So it was quiet for 30 seconds, I want to say. 30 to 45 seconds maybe.
Probably. It felt longer. It didn't feel like weird, but that was probably, yeah, I would give it
Yeah.
around there.
So once again, I have a beautiful 6-year-old daughter, and I'm like, I can't imagine not ever hearing her voice. You know, so it's crazy, and a lot of you fans out there probably, she pops up every once in a while. I mean, you guys saw her. It's just to hear her voice. It's you can't imagine how granted and blessed that I could hear her and that she could talk. So it's one of those movies that does get you in the gut, does
Mm,
uh uh it's a tearjerker. And you know what? It had me tearing up because I'm like, you don't
yeah,
know. I just got lucky.
yeah, yeah. The end of the movie, if yeah, it tears you up. It's definitely a tearjerker at the end
Mhm,
because it's just how meaningful things mean to each other, and it is just so well done because even like she's dealing with all the issues of the family with their boat, being fishermen and stuff like that. And then also like kudos to the son, Leo,
yeah.
where he was like standing up for her. He's like, no, let her do what she wants to do. You know what I mean? It's like she's not, the end all be all to like us being fishermen. It's like she's like, let her be a kid, and I think at one point when she decides to like stay, and he got mad and he's like, I think it came across bad, but I get what he
Mhm,
was saying. Like he's
yep.
like, oh, she's the savior, she's, and he's the older brother and stuff like that. So it's, I definitely see that as like he was trying to like, no, let her do her own thing,
Right.
and because I think he understood. He's like, she has the opportunity to be, normal and do something better than be just a fisherman.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was just so freaking well done. And I really, like you said, I really didn't know what to expect from it from the beginning. I'm like, yeah, she's living with being the only person who can hear in her family, and you just see how much of a toll that takes. And even I think the dad and the mom, which is Frank and Jackie, um, they're talking about like her wanting to go to college, and Jackie, the mom, is like, oh, she's our baby, and he's like, she's not a baby though. She's like, oh,
She never was, right. That's what he
yeah,
says. She
she's like,
never
oh,
was.
she'll always be our baby. And he's like, she never was a baby. And I was like, wow, it's like he knows this. He
Yeah.
knows from the beginning she was always, I don't want to say being used because that sounds bad, but she was, it was like she had something that the rest of the family didn't have, and she was able to help them because of
Right.
it.
Yeah, they
So
relied on her
it's,
hearing. They relied on her a lot.
yeah, yeah. So that was kind of like, it was crazy. I loved the parents though, like like them like loving each other, and like how no, like literally nothing was kept secret.
No.
Like when they go to the doctor,
Oh,
and
Jesus. I think I learned, like, this and that. Like, one of those, I'm like, "What the
oh,
fuck?"
oh man, it was, yeah, that was good. I thought that was funny because like it's very awkward. Like, you don't think about it because like, oh, he's at the doctor, but it was like he's telling his daughter this, his 17-year-old daughter, that has to tell the doctor, So it's like, yeah, my balls are itchy and they're on fire, and your mom has like barnacles, and and you see her, she's like embarrassed. She's like, oh my god. So and they even talk about that because I think Miles, the boyfriend, or not boyfriend, the love interest that she had,
Yeah.
the crush, he came from like a normal, quote unquote family, but he's like, my parents hate each other, no one laughs, no one hangs out, no one. It's not a. He's like, we're together, but it's not a home. He's like, he was like jealous of her because he's
Yeah.
like, you had a home. She's like, it's disgusting. He's like, no, you had a home. Like everyone there loves each other and care for each other. And he's like, I'm not used to that. So it was just like really.
She
Yeah,
got
I
offended.
also,
Go ahead, I'm
uh,
sorry.
no,
Go
no, I
ahead.
was like, also was like she was taking for granted the love of having a loving family. So it was like that whole like you said, being like not ungrateful, but being like forgetting what you have. Where,
Mhm.
yeah, like, yeah, you're jealous at him because everyone can hear and talk to each other normal in the house, and he's never got made fun of growing up. but
Right.
he's jealous of you, you know?
Yeah.
So it's really interesting.
She got offended when he said, "Oh, you and your perfect life." When
Yeah.
he said that to her, and she's like, "Perfect life? What the? What do you mean?" And that's when it's like your parents can't keep their hands off each other. It's wonderful that it's funny how the statement, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, or
Yeah.
not always greener. That's what it is. Not always greener on the other side of the fence. So, and this is a perfect example. He thinks she's living a perfect life while she thinks he's living a perfect life,
Yeah.
because they can hear. And, it just comes back around where in life, you just never know what the other person's going through. And,
Mhm.
it kind of stumbles down to bullying because that one little bratty bitch in high school kept teasing her,
Yeah.
and she doesn't know her life. But as an audience, as us looking at the movie, she doesn't know better. Right. So, and this is how actually bullying is in life, real life. I don't want to go off subject, but let's be honest, that's how it is. You see a bigger kid pick on a kid that doesn't talk or just to himself and like, hey, whatever. But you just don't know what that little boy is going through, what that kid is going through. You just
Mhm.
don't know. And it's sickening how shit like that happens. And it's even worse with this kid told his buddy, one friend, and that guy told the whole school what happened.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's just it's harsh reality of school. But I really do think that this movie is, I want to say, an eye opener, and
Mhm.
I want to say, if you're the person feel like you're getting advantage of, taking advantage of, or you're taking advantage of somebody, just take a step back and just like, all right, let's just check this out. Because like you said, the brother was protecting her. No, well, not
Yeah.
protecting her, was on her side. But when she decided to say, "You know what? Imma stay," he got upset
Yeah.
because he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" You know, like you said, he has an
Yeah.
opportunity. The dad,
Yeah.
I think it was funny as hell how he pulls up going with gangster rap in a high school, super loud. So therefore, he could feel the bass,
Yeah.
and he's just jamming out with the bass. I thought that was hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole family I really liked. The mom was a little upsetting, like I get
Again,
it,
yes, yes.
I get, but hers is more um reasonable, I guess, because she's like, because I think that's like the thing of the mom is like the whole family, like it's about the family and you're part of the family and this and that, and
Right.
trying to protect her and stuff like that as well, but also it's like you have to, like, once they had their little mom daughter talk, that they had, you start to realize like what why she felt the way she felt, because like
Yes.
she had a disconnect between her and her mom, because her mom, you're assuming her mom was able to hear, and Jackie, the mom in the movie wasn't able to hear. So I mean, it's just kind of like family trauma, emotional trauma,
Yeah.
getting raised, with stuff like that. But what was some of the bad stuff that you didn't like?
Some of the best stuff was actually part of it was the mom, you
Yeah.
know, was the mom because to me, I took it as she was more selfish. She's like, well, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? You can't go. And she was more on the negative side. Like, you can't even sing. How do you know you can sing? Or she was telling
Yeah.
her brother or her dad or the husband that, like, what if she's horrible? Maybe she is horrible. And people are
Yeah.
just telling her, give her false hopes. You know, um, that's one of the negative things, and the other negative thing was the brother. He became a little selfish too, and a little bit angry, where, she said, "Okay, I'll just stay and help the family with the business or whatever." Um, and the brother got upset. I understand you get upset, but the way he did it, I think it could have been done a little bit better, or
Yeah.
stormed off or some, instead of he storming off the way he did. But it was nuts, man. It was crazy. I think overall the mom part was kind of upsetting. And yeah, I don't know. If someone would ever talk about my family to the school, I don't think I'd ever want to work with that person, in the choir class, or fall in love or give him a second chance. What he had to do, jump off a fucking 40-foot barge
Yeah.
to be
But
okay
I
with
mean,
him again?
I get why he said it, because like he even said, he goes, "Oh, it was funny. You were laughing. It was cute because to Miles, I'm assuming, right? You're talking about the
Right.
crush.
Yeah.
He thought it was funny, because it was like he wasn't trying. I don't think he was trying to be malicious. I was like, yeah, he told his friend, he's like, oh yeah, it was funny. He's like, oh, her parents are so cute. They love each other, and which to him is important. But how other people took it was like, oh, this weird couple, had sex and this and that and stuff like that. Where to him it was more like a good thing, but to everyone else, it was something that you can use to make fun of. So I don't think he did it maliciously because he even told her, he was like, yeah, but we were laughing at it. I thought it was funny,
Right.
like not funny, like laughing at you, but funny laughing with you,
Right. Yeah.
So I think I don't fully, I'm not completely mad at him for saying stuff like that, but also it's like, yeah, he should know better, dude. Like,
Right.
come on, I mean, you're not detached from from the rest of the high school. You know what goes on. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
And
then
then
again, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead. I was gonna
No,
say,
I was about to say, then again, he is in high school. How many
yeah,
mature 17-year-olds do you know? So it's, I mean, I can see that also, but
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's just the older me talking. So,
yeah,
like, you know better. That's private shit. But
yeah,
yeah, would
yeah.
I had gone to high school when I see something like that? I don't know. Maybe, just to bring good good conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you thought it's like something funny that happened on your off time that you want to share with friends,
Hmm.
but you don't know how everyone else is going to take it. I mean, it might be
Right.
funny, cute for you, like, oh man, look at that, that's funny, and then somebody else will be like, what the, like, that's not funny,
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
and it's just stuff like that. But really quick, going back to what the mom, how she was, probably the biggest part that really upset me was where Ruby tells the mom, he's like, I like to sing. And the mom's like, just like laughs and like keeps eating, breakfast. And she's
Right.
like, what? She said something along the lines, he goes, oh, if I was blind, you would have liked to paint. I was like, that's so messed up.
It
I was like,
is
your daughter is saying like she likes this thing, but you're saying like, oh, you just like this thing because I can't be a part of it. Which is kind of like, I'm sure for Ruby it
selfish.
sucks,
Yeah.
but again, it's selfish. And that was the part that I'm like, oh, really, lady? I was like, that kind of like upset me just like as a viewer. I mean, it wasn't bad, movie wise, but like it made this character more like you said, selfish. And I was like, and even she even calls her out. She goes, it's not all about you,
Yep.
So,
And
and she ran off
yeah, I mean, just like when they're in the warehouse, the mom called the press to bring press, probably,
for the
but she never
business.
told right. It's their business, but she never told the daughter about it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the daughter was late for the practice or what have you. And the daughter was like, I gotta go. Oh, you want us to fail then? Okay, no, honestly,
yeah,
no. Regardless how old your daughter is, hey, this is my idea, this we gotta do. So I'm gonna need you here for this day. Or what day is best for you? Because if you're heavily relying on somebody, you want to make sure it adjusts to their schedule. I understand that's your daughter. I understand she's in high school, and it just sucks. And I felt part of me was rooting for that girl to go ahead and walk away and just leave.
yeah. At certain
I'm
parts,
like,
yeah,
just go, just leave, just say you can't. What she did like numerous of times, and the mom's putting out the guilty conscience, guilty card. You know,
yeah,
it just stinks, man. It just really stinks.
yeah.
And it just worked out for the best at the end, thankfully. But
Yeah, I think the father is the one that came to the realization that like you were meant for more, like that part at the end where he's like, touching her neck to feel the vibrations of her singing. Oh my
yeah,
god, talk about like such a great moment, in the movie. And he realizes like he's like, all right, we're waking up, you're going for the interview at school, like,
they agreed to
you
kick her
know,
out. That's what it
yeah,
was.
yeah, it's like we're kicking you out together. So that was cute, But even like I gotta say the music teacher, a little bit of an asshole, he's like he's because again, like not knowing the other situation. She's like, I'm busy. He's like, yeah, so am I. And you see his house. He is like, you assume a baby or a toddler of some sort. There's a lot of like kid stuff on the floor.
Yeah.
But, it's like, I feel like a little bit more communication would have gone a long way. She could have told him what the situation was. Maybe he would have been a little bit more understanding, because I'm like, yeah, you're going through normal adult stuff. You have a baby. It's hard. I get it. But she's still a child doing adult stuff while still doing the child stuff.
Right.
That's way more difficult, and it's something that is not normal or shouldn't be normal.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, you have shit, but so does she, and you're the adult in the situation. You should have been like, okay, let's figure this out. But again, communication wasn't a thing for whatever reason in between them two.
Right. I agree with you. It wasn't, because he
Yeah.
not once asked, why can't you make it? Or
Yeah.
why can't you do this? And he warned her in the very beginning. He said, look, my time is precious, and if you want this, I'm serious. We're all in it. So he did forewarn her, and yet vice versa. She should have said, well, this is my situation. I don't know. Well, let's, work on something. So the communication aspect, that's fine. But I can see him being a jerk, but I can also see it as a life lesson. Even though you got shit going on in your life, even though your schedule is hectic, you also always need to take the other person in consideration. You always need to, like, hey, this is what's going on, or no one's going to bend over backwards for you, because everybody needs to take care of themselves. So try to be there, like the teacher was doing her a favor, really, honestly,
Yeah.
as practicing, and go to Berkeley. And so yeah, he was doing this. I don't want to say kindness of his heart, but this is raw talent that he sees and hears that can do something with their life. So
Mhm.
that's why he was doing this.
Yeah.
So I can see it both ways, being a jerk or more of a life lesson. Like, hey,
Yeah.
not everyone is going to adjust their schedule for you. So you got to make sure if someone's doing you a favor to be there on time,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, yeah, but also it's like one thing like kind of upset me was he goes, you're not disciplined. I'm like, she wakes up 3:00 every day to
What?
go on a boat
Yeah.
and then go to school and then go and sing with you. You're talking about not disciplined? She's super disciplined, and she's setting her priorities.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, singing is a priority, but also making sure your family can work so you can have food and a roof is also kind of a priority.
Yeah.
So I was like, so like that really pissed me off. He's like, you're not disciplined. I was like, what? I was like, you have
Right.
no idea what she's going through.
And it comes back to lack of communication between the two.
Yeah. And that was just that's kind of what it came down to. But ultimately he was a good guy, and I think he was pushing her. But pushing somebody without knowing the full picture is not always a good idea,
Right. Well, he pushed her in the right direction, where towards it's like, I know what you have in your voice, and I know it's there. You just got to find a way to bring it out. Just like the screaming, and just like the dog panting, I think it was.
Yeah.
So he knew what she had. And after the panting, she sang better. After the anger that she belted out in his house, she sang better. And
Yeah.
that's funny, because she was singing shitty in the Berkeley interview. And so I know he deliberately hit the key wrong, because you notice they didn't embrace, they didn't say anything to each other when he arrived. It was just a pianist arriving, like, hey, I can help her. I know that song.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know if you caught that or not. They never really engaged during that, because it's supposed to be two strangers.
Yeah. Well, no, they knew who he was, because they even said he wrote the letter. Yeah, they're like, oh, you got a really good letter from Bernardo Villalobos or whatever his name was.
Right.
And then he even came out. He goes, oh, I'm, Mr. Blah blah blah. Class of '89. Yeah. So they knew, I think they knew each other, because he wrote the letter for her, and they knew who he was, because I mean, to know who wrote the letter, and he was important. So
Hmm.
yeah, but here let's get to the end of this one. So we rate ours over on Spoiler Kings. We rate movies now, which means drop what you're doing, go watch it now. Later means whenever you get a chance, and never means never. Don't even watch it. So where are you rating this one at?
I'm rating this as I really like the movie. Would I watch it again? Probably not. I think I'm gonna put it as a later
Mm.
because it won't be a never. And I can't say it's now because it's not like, man, I want to see it again. I'm gonna have to see it later. It's not one of those like, oh, hey, come in a theater, Coda, yeah, let's go watch it, or not interested. I wasn't really interested in the movie until I saw it. I really
Mm.
enjoyed the movie. I liked the movie, so I would put later.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a now, man. I want to watch it again, and I watched it by myself. I'm telling my girlfriend, I'm like, hey, I think you might like this. Let's watch it.
Right.
I'm giving it a now. This is definitely a great movie, great story, great message behind it all. Like it's just was really, really well done with
Mhm.
everything. So I'm giving it a now. I'm giving it a now. I know it's you know, if you get teary eyed at the end of this movie, I mean that's a movie worth watching again,
Right.
and it's definitely up there in the now category. So
Mhm.
for me, I would say when you get a next chance to watch a movie, watch it right now. I know the weekend is over, depending
Yeah.
on when you're watching this, but I'm giving it a now. I mean, this
Uh,
was really, really well done. And same thing, I probably never would have watched this if it wasn't for the Oscars.
Right.
Um, but this was to me a really, really amazing movie, and I really liked it, and I liked everything about it. It really,
Mhm.
I mean, even the bad stuff was like a necessary kind of, in it, just for the family dynamics and stuff. But
Right. Okay.
I was right there with you.
I can see that, because I think Jessica wanted to see this,
Mm,
and since I saw it without her, I'm sure she's gonna want to. After I tell
yeah,
her, hey, you know what, man? Yeah, like I said, it's hard for me to base it. It's between now and later. I kind of want to go later because once again, I wouldn't. The only reason I watch it because of the Oscars. So
yeah,
I'm in the same boat as you, but I think I'm gonna have
yeah,
to stick to later.
yeah, yeah. That's good. Um, but so now we got two movies in the bag. We got Coda and we got Belfast. So we usually rank them as we go. So right
Yep.
now we only have the two. So which one is the better of the two?
Oh, Coda. Definitely Coda.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, Coda and then Belfast.
Yeah, right now Belfast. How many movies are there? 10? 8, 10?
10.
10? Yeah, right now I would put Belfast 8, 9-ish. So,
Yeah. Well, like me and Will, we already done a couple of the movies. I think 3 of the movies, just as our normal Spoiler King Monday box office ones.
mhm.
Um, so we'll talk about them again here at the Oscar parts of it, and knowing how those are, yeah, Belfast, I really did not care for it. It wasn't the worst movie ever. I think
No.
Roma was bad, but it's definitely it was it was in that same category though.
Right, but that I would watch Roma again over No Man Land.
Yeah. Yeah, and No Man
So
Land won everything last year for.
yeah, but I
Ugh,
didn't like it.
I did not like it. I know, which
Yeah.
is crazy. 'Cause we after every single week we're like it sucked, it sucked, it sucked, and they wind up winning everything. So, which is annoying.
So
Um,
if you're gambling, man, if we say it sucked, bet against it. You're
yeah.
welcome. You win money.
And then real quick, the only big people going for anything in this movie is Troy, which was the dad in Cuda. He's
Mhm.
going for best supporting actor role
He was really
or
good.
actor in a role.
I liked it.
He's really good. Yeah, he's the only one up for anything.
Wow.
So
I
yeah,
I figure the music teacher would be up for something.
I
Even
would have
even the
hoped so.
girl. Yeah, even Rudy, the girl who sings,
Yeah,
she was
she
pretty
was
good.
really good.
Oh yeah, she was very good.
She was she should have been like actress in a leading role, like
Mhm.
for sure. Yeah, I think she was better than Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman in Being the Ricardos. She
Mhm.
was Lucy Ricardo. she was okay. I thought this one was more original. She put a lot more emotion in this role, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that is it, man. Let's get out of here. This one's going on for a little bit longer than we wanted to. But that is it. So make sure you check out us, Spoiler Kings, on the Facebook group. We're gonna do a Oscar contest.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever picks the most winners is gonna win the contest, and we'll announce whatever the prize is at a later date.
Yes.
It'll probably be a gift card, but yeah. But that is it from us.
All right, guys. Have a great one.
All right. Later.
See you later. Bye.